Hey, Joe, thanks. This is Roland down the hall in Studio B, where live broadcasts are made possible by Sierra Nevada Brewing Company. Big happy Friday afternoon, happy weekend, everyone. We got a good one today. The Hogslop String Band is in the house. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you, buddy.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, y'all are looking good. I don't know what to expect from a Hogslop band, but y'all look good, huh?
Yeah, we still got most of our teeth, huh?
Yeah, no, a lot of them.
They can't smell us through the radio out there.
Exactly. So, actually, if you're interested, we're live streaming. You can see for yourself what Hogslop looks like. These guys are going to be playing tonight up in Black Mountain, White Horse Black Mountain. What time's that show get started?
Doors are at 7, shows at 8, and we're going all night long.
All night long. All right. Well, when you go hear them, it's going to sound like this. What's your first song?
One called Steady Hand.
All right. It's WNCW all the way from Nashville, Tennessee, the Hogslop String Band. That's like a Friday afternoon song.
Yeah, it's a party song.
A little bit.
Most of what we do is Friday evening kind of songs.
I was going to say, I'm feeling like this may be a recurring kind of thing.
It's kind of our main bag, that's for sure.
You write your songs on Fridays?
I don't really think we have much of a system at all. We mainly just drink heavily on Fridays.
Most of the time, we don't even know what day it is.
It's always Friday with the Hogslop String Band. Well, welcome. What was the first song called? What was that tune?
That was Steady Hands,
Steady
the song I wrote
Yeah.
for the last album.
Right, which I'm holding in my hand here. Self-titled record. Came out, what, this summer?
Came out in July,
Yeah.
right before we went on a month tour over in Scandinavia, and did our Scandinavian release.
Is that right? How did that work? How does when you?
Well, there used to be 7 people in the band, and 3 died, so it was a terrible tour.
We don't know what happened to the rest of them.
What does the audience? How does the audience react? What do they?
Well, actually, so I've spent a lot of time over in Scandinavia myself, and it's always interesting. You forget until you get there, the first show, but everyone has a little bit harder time showing emotion.
Right.
So everyone's kind of standing very stoically, and they don't really applaud or shout or do anything to let you know that it's a good show. And then after the show, after you felt awkward for about 90 minutes straight, then they come up like crying and telling you how much they loved it.
So, bro.
So it's the first time that this has been listening music, huh, for Hogslop.
Yes. It's usually a bit rowdier than what we had going on over there, but they by the end of the show they were all real rowdy with us. You know?
You guys cut your teeth doing like square dances and stuff like that? Is that in the?
Yeah, that's how we started doing just as a pickup square dance band, really.
Backyards, barbecues, and stuff like that, just to have a good time.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, we actually used to be great friends. I'm joking.
So what do people need to know? Hogslop 101. What do we need to know about the band?
Hogslop String Band's a good time. We just try and make the party happen. That's
Well, everybody should know this, that when you come to a show of ours, it's about the highest energy you're probably going to see anywhere around. It's real rowdy. And it usually is quite lubricated with alcoholic beverages and such, other extracurriculars even. We are a bit of a party band, you could say.
Yeah, I could see it. Again, I urge you to check out our live stream. On the bass we have Pickle, who's playing the washtub bass.
Oh, nice to meet you, Roland.
Yeah. You want to talk real quick about the washtub bass?
Not really. It's a stick string and a bucket. That's about all there is to it.
When you were touring Scandinavia, did you hook up with the other washtub bass players? There?
Yeah, none of them. It was like a spaceship to them.
For a long time in this band, we just couldn't give Pickle any more responsibility than one string. So that's.
No.
But he does wash our clothes pretty well in his bucket, so
he's
we keep him around.
Bass player's got to multitask, right?
Yeah, now I've upgraded to first class right here. 4 strings.
4 strings.
There you go.
Got the no rust on the wash tub.
That's right, baby.
Who else is in the band? Pickle on the bass. I don't know. Can I ask why you're called Pickle? But
I'll introduce the guys. That's Gabriel on guitar, Kevin on fiddle, and Daniel on banjo. Right there.
Yeah, just good regular names.
Yeah, I don't know if you'll get the answer to the Pickle on air.
No,
Pickle's actually his
We need to keep it G-rated.
Yeah, it's actually my Christian name. You're right, Kevin.
It's the Hogslop String Band. They will be bringing it all to White Horse Black Mountain tonight. Barley's over in Knoxville. Barley's Taproom in Knoxville Sunday night. And you told me, and I've forgotten, you have a show Saturday night.
We have a show Saturday at the Carter Family Fold in Hilton's, Virginia. That's one of our favorite places.
I bet. You guys play there a lot. Is that?
We do a number of times a year. It's great. Everybody out there comes out, and first beat of the first song, everybody's dancing from then on. So it's a good time. Yeah.
Is that a play? I mean, you just sort of feel the history and the music up there.
It's real thick out there.
Yeah, man.
It's kind of hard to miss it, you know.
Yeah. All right, Hogslop String Band is live in Studio B. How about another tune for us?
Sure. This one's called Making Moonshine. Speak of the devil.
All right, it's WNCW with live music today from the Hogslop String Band.
Woo.
We had the Friday afternoon song. That was the Saturday night song, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
There's a progression here.
We're just going down the week.
It'll be the weekend again before you know it. All right, who here, have y'all made moonshine?
Actually,
Legally?
Yeah. You know, if you listen to the words of that song there, you might catch some directions.
Daniel Binkley, they're the one talking. He's our banjo player, and he's also by far the best moonshine maker in the band.
Okay.
No one told you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounded authentic. So.
Most of what we do is pretty true. I'll tell you that much. Yep.
Yeah, there's not much needing to read between the lines in our songs.
Mm.
We're talking about the Hogslop String Band. The show is tonight at White Horse, Black Mountain. You got a show on Sunday, also in our listening area over in Knoxville at Barley's, and up at the Carter Fold on Saturday night. So, you guys started off playing like traditional fiddle tunes, and you've kind of morphed into writing your own music. How's that process worked?
Well, it's been a pretty interesting situation, actually, because everyone in the band at some point has been a songwriter on their own and individually. And when we've all come together, when we decided we were going to start writing our own tunes, everybody's kind of slid into a very natural role in the creation process. A lot of times somebody will come in with a tune, and then the rest of us will kind of re-sculpt it, arrange it slightly differently, kind of focus on wherever the song comes from. The real point is trying to create the sound that is Hogslop, come from that angle. So Kevin wrote a number of the songs on the record. Daniel Binkley's written a lot of the material that's on that this new record that we have. And I do a lot of the editing process. And Pickle usually gets us beers. So.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at ordering food.
Get you a tub full of beer and
That's right. Ice it up, baby. Ice it up.
I wonder, like, do you talk about, are you concerned about keeping close to the roots and
I think it's kinda
finding a new
natural.
sound?
Naturally, we all desire for that to happen, so it doesn't stray too far from what we've naturally done for 10 years.
Trying to keep everything as authentic as possible. I mean, obviously we started off playing square dances, and we've gone around and competed in fiddlers contests and conventions, and Daniel's a national banjo champion, and we want to honor the music, but make it our own.
Yeah.
With our own songs, but want it to sound real and rooted in the tradition.
And we haven't abandoned any of the traditional stuff by any means. If you see a live set, we mix in originals and standard, traditional fiddle tunes, and it seems to be a pretty good mix.
It's cool to me that people still dig that old music. I mean,
It's super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Any ideas
really
on why
convenient
that
for
still
us.
resonates with people? Why?
Well, yeah, I think there are a lot of reasons why. Even answering your question before a little bit more in depth, I think our definition of carrying on that tradition sometimes is quite different than a lot of other old-time players as well. A big thing that we try to focus on in our band is that it's high energy, exciting, fun music. Sometimes this ends up kind of feeling like it's in the jam in the library, and we're so worried about carrying on, the clarity of the melody and playing everything perfectly right and preserving it in this perfect way that it loses all the energy from where we grew up, where you work hard all week and then you get in a barn somewhere and you drink a bunch and you party down and have a good time as a way of actually relaxing, And so that's a huge part of that tradition that we do try to carry on, that we hope we can kind of rejuvenate people with. And I think that's a big part of why it is so contagious. We all play a bunch of different styles of music and have played all different genres. This is the only genre I've ever seen where 4 and 5-year-olds wiggle just the same way that 95-year-olds do.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's pretty special.
I was going to ask, like, who comes to the shows? Do you have who's the
It's a
audience?
lot of white hair, but there's also a lot of younger people that come because they know that we're going to have a good time.
Yeah.
So it's the whole spectrum.
It's across the board.
Age.
It's a little bit like us, I mean, there's also, very tattooed people that show up and weirdos and freaks. and a lot of real straight-laced folks too. So
Yeah, but everyone's like stepping off the path a little bit, right? It's just that
I figure if you find your way to the Hogslop cabin, you probably walked off the path pretty far.
can't even find it anymore. That's cool. Let's talk real quick about your record, because you do branch out. You've got, pedal steels and keys and things like that on some of the tracks on the new record.
Yeah, and also Gabe's playing some electric 12-string guitar on it. It's kind of got some birdsy sounds in there,
Mhm.
especially because we got Lloyd Green on the project playing steel
Steel.
guitar, and
Yeah.
he's just a wonderful player still, and such a nice guy. But it was a cool process for us to branch out from doing the 4-piece string band or just the traditional string band lineup to adding drums to
Piano,
3 or 4
keys.
tracks, adding keys, and
It's one of the first times I've ever been a part of a project in the studio. It kind of reminds me of a lot of my favorite stuff from that '60s era, where folk songs started hopping into a rock and roll format all of a sudden,
Mhm.
and how cool that felt. This was actually a band that for 10 years we never played with a drummer,
Mm.
and the first time we did was in the studio making this record, and that kind of directed us intuitively in a lot of different ways.
I bet that was cool. Like,
Super
listen
fun.
to us.
Yeah, well, it just turns into a
Loud.
totally different thing. You've got a full rhythm section and somebody playing real old honky tonk kind of keys or steel or whatever weird stuff we did, and all those colors matter a lot. And if the song needed it and demanded it, then we put it on there, and we didn't want to limit ourselves to traditional instrumentation.
Do you get to take that out live at all with
We haven't really been doing it yet, just because we've literally just come off of this Scandinavian tour, and we're just running around here and now. But probably festival season next year, we maybe not in a full kit, but we'll probably have another fellow with us that'll maybe cover some keys and steel, stuff like that from time to time.
Cool. So, and again, the name of the band is the Hogslop String Band. That's the name of the record as well. People want to learn about you guys out there on Facebook. There's a website.
all of it.
Facebook,
Stringband,
Pinterest.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all over
you name it.
Pinterest.
Instagram, we're on Instagram.
It's true. We are not on Pinterest though.
And I think you're the only Hogslop String Band out there. So there shouldn't be
No confusion.
Just take your shot.
If there is another, they may want to change the name because there's
Right
a lot
now.
of bad associations going
Yeah,
on.
they're either suing you or
Yeah.
they're going to hunt you down.
They may just get arrested, actually.
You can see these guys for yourself tonight. White Horse, Black Mountain. Let's get another song.
Cool.
Do one called Chattahoochee Fool.
It's WNCW Hogslop String Band playing live today in Studio B. Another one of those somber tunes. But Chattahoochee Fool, Kevin, do I dare ask? That's a true story?
Yeah, it's a true story, for sure.
Come on,
Yeah, the backstory to that is I got given community service for.
I should tell the story,
He
probably.
usually tells the story on.
So the story is, we've kind of filled you in a little bit that up in Nashville, 3 of us are actually Georgia boys originally, but we've all been in Nashville a long time. And are kind of known up there as being one of the more criminal bands around. We've got more arrests between the 4 of us than most bands up there, to say the least. But that song was about the first time that Kevin got arrested at the ripe old age of 12 years old, actually. And it wasn't too big of a crime. He just stole a car. It wasn't a big deal. But because he was so young, obviously they weren't going to give him any hard time, so he just had to go down to the Chattahoochee River there and pick up all the beer cans on the bank. But it wasn't that big of a deal, really, because most of the beer cans were his anyway. So it's a good step into recycling as a 12-year-old.
We're Green Band.
Keep it green, baby.
Yeah, that's like on Arlo. It's like Alice's Restaurant, kind of. It's got that social message. I saw somewhere that you guys have played usual places, festivals and weddings and things. But what caught my eye was fashion shows and political conventions. And I wonder, fashion
boy.
shows and political conventions. Which
That's our old bio.
I want to know which
just
you
forget about
influence
that.
more and which influence you more between the fashion
Well,
shows.
the
and-
fashion show. Long story short, we got sent over there to play London Fashion Week, and
With
we
Heidi
got,
Klum and all the
half of us
supermodels.
got deported for not having.
Actually, it wasn't half. At that point, the band was a 7-piece.
4 of us were detained.
4 were
3 and a
detained and sent back to America. And I ended up being in London on my own. I actually made it through somehow and sat waiting for my band to show up for about 7 hours until the beginning of the show on the runway, and they never did.
As far as
quite-
political
quite an
conventions,
interesting-
we'll do anything for any amount of money, pretty much.
No, not true.
Which is better, a fashion show or a political
Oh,
convention?
fashion show.
They're
for
actually
sure.
both terrible
As
things.
long as there's quid pro quo.
We got it in.
Oh no.
Okay. You can see the fashion. I mean, I assume you were influenced by the London Fashion Show with the photo shoot.
Oh, really? Wow. Actually, we probably all had been wearing those for a week straight, and they probably smelled like potato chips. So, at least they can't smell you on the radio.
It's true. But they can see you once again. So if you go to our live
We've all got faces for radio.
yeah, that's me.
That's
That's
true.
my line. Anything cool coming up in the future for the band?
Not really, but
There's actually this next year. This next year is really exciting for us. We're going to do some of our favorite Merle Fest we're doing this
Right,
year,
yeah.
and quite a few festivals that are just going to be a lot of fun. And we're actually ramping up a bit more than the last couple of years. So more time on the road, even though we rode dog pretty hard already. But we're very excited about just being out on the road, new material, new fans, new places. We love it,
Yeah. Well, let's let folks know again tonight. Whitehorse Black Mountain. You told me what to 8:00. Is that what's
8 o'clock.
Sunday over in Knoxville at Brawley's Tap Room, and in between Saturday night up at the Carter Fold. So good times all around. Hogslop String Band is playing live. How about maybe, I don't know, drinking song if you got one, but if not, that's okay.
Well, they've all been drinking songs so far.
This one's a sad song that you can drink to on your own time.
Yeah, this is one of the few slower numbers that we do here.
Mm-hmm. All right, fellas.
When to Let It Go, the name of that song. It's the Hogslop String Band live today. WCW, nice. Sounds good.
Cheers.
Yeah, so these guys have a record out. It's self-titled. They are all over the internet. They are in Black Mountain tonight at Whitehorse Black Mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah, some fun stuff. Sounds
Yeah,
good.
thanks, Roland. We appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah, hope you can come again.
We will.
Absolutely.
Thanks for having us.
Keep that wash tub full.
Will do.
Live broadcast on WCW are made possible by Sierra Nevada Brewing Company. Thanks to Hogslop String Band.